Well, we just finished up the candidates forum here in the city of Simi Valley at the Chamber of Commerce venue. This is at Paul's Italian Villa. I'm here with your name, sir?
Brad Jashinsky, running for Simi Valley School Board.
Right, and first of all, terrific job, by the way, fantastic job. I really think that you gave even the incumbents, or Debbie specifically, I think you gave her a run for her money. I think as far as your ability to be engaging, I think you outperformed Mr. Cruz definitely. How did you feel about your performance, quote unquote, when you were done?
I was pretty happy with it. Yeah, I kind of always graded on what other people think, and I had a ton of people coming up to me and say, hey, great job, great ideas, we want to support you. So I was really pleased about it, because you never really know how it's going to go. I know I have good ideas, and that presentation I was happy that was able to get me to connect with everyone in the room.
You know, one of the things, Brad, that you really can't ignore, I think, especially considering that a lot of people are used to just seeing candidates of a certain type or ilk, if you will, I think people can't ignore the fact that you are a young guy. Have you felt that that's kind of worked against you, and if so, do you feel like you've overcome it?
I don't think it's really worked against me overall. I think a few people have questioned my age. I'm sure the incumbents will probably start questioning my age. And you know, you also have the flip side is where people will say, oh, it's so great that you're young and you've been there. I just had someone walk up to me and say, it's great that you were in high school in this district just a year ago. So I think it's going to be a little bit of an issue, but I don't really think it's going to be negative or positive. I think it's going to kind of balance itself out. And I hope people think about the ideas and not so much my age or how we look or our presentation. I hope that they just focus on our ideas and vote that way.
Right, all really good points. Something just kind of related to your age is the fact that you're really pretty much a recent graduate from high school, and which I think is easy for any voter or anybody who's watching the debate to think, well, is this going to work against him, you know, being that maybe perhaps he's inexperienced. I found that a lot of your answers were very compelling because of the fact that you were so close to being in high school. Tell me, and just tell the people who are watching this interview again, if you don't mind, because I thought it was one of the best answers, what you said when they asked you about the question regarding budget cuts and what to do as far as enrollment was concerned.
Sure. Well, it's a two-part answer for me, because enrollment is specifically people are moving out, but even more are people are dropping out of high school, and we need to really combat that, not by doing some of the other policies that the other candidates talked about having a truant officer or having enforcement. You know, these kids, they don't care. They have a better place to be than school, and whether we try to arrest them, if we arrest them, we're going to create criminals instead of students. And so what we want to do is we need to give them a reason to come to school, make it better for them to come to school than just sitting and watching TV or joining a gang or getting into drugs. And to do that, we need to have extracurricular activities and that really get the people interested, whether it's internships with local businesses to help local business, whether it's different music programs, performing arts programs. A lot of these programs have been cut in recent years, and we need to make sure that we bring them back, and not only bring them back, but expand them. As for the budget, I think a lot of people do this in government, is that they start to panic. Whenever revenues are starting to drop, and whenever the economy is bad, they start panicking, they start cutting things that don't need to be cut if they were just thinking about this the whole way. I run a business. Many of the people at the Chamber of Commerce meeting were business owners, and they understand better than anything. You can't have a fat budget even in good times. You need to always make it lean, because the next week it could be a bad time, and we need to really kind of instill that business into the school board specifically. So.
Let's just switch gears for a second here and talk about the flyer that you put out. Very creative, very controversial, some might say. You got a reaction. You were criticized, actually, by some. I mean, not harshly, but there were a couple of people who saw it on the Ventura County Star page who thought maybe it was over the top or maybe an attack. How do you feel about it? What was your position on it?
Well, for people who haven't seen it, the flyer, and I'm sure Bobby have it up on the website, the flyer showed the current school board pictures in a armored car with money coming out the back, and it said, the current school board, your hard-earned money, and kind of talked about how they wasted the money on the budget. I don't really think it was offensive. I think it was kind of a clever way. This is politics. I want people to vote on the issues, but for them to be able to do that, I need to captivate them, and I think that image really captivated them so they could learn more. I don't think anything about issues is off limits at all. I think attacking people personally, attacking them for how they look, their age and stuff, I think that's definitely off limits. I haven't done that. We'll never do that. I don't think any of the other candidates will hopefully not do that as well. But I don't really think the attack ad was that bad. I mean, I've seen way worse ones and other things. I think it really achieved people finding out more about me, which was my goal, but also people finding out more about the bond issue.
Right.
And you can look up the facts, and that's all I had on that flyer were the facts in a clever cartoon way.
No, it was good. Definitely got my attention. Absolutely. Now let me just wrap this up by asking you an unfair question. I like to do that. We've got 2 openings on the board, right? You have 3?
They're not really open. They're incumbent.
There's
3 seats up for grabs.
3. Oh, there's 3 seats up for grabs.
Rob Collins, Janice DeFada, and Debbie Sandlin are running for re-election.
Okay. So having said that, you're sitting up there with some people who are running for school board as well. Here's the unfair question. Okay. If you had to pick one of the people sitting up there with you today to come with you, who would it be?
I would definitely pick Eric Smith. I think he brings a lot of that youth energy that I have, as well as a lot of the new thinking ideas. He wants to kind of get away from the status quo. I met with him a lot. He mentioned during the Chamber of Commerce thing, he agreed with a lot of my ideas. I agree with a lot of his ideas. I think he's coming from it from a similar perspective, even though he didn't go to this, and he wasn't involved in this district. He went to a different district. I think he brings similar ideas and some other unique ideas that are really going to be able to change the school board and change the status quo that's happening there right now.
Right, yeah, both very compelling candidates. Lastly, Brad, now that you've been here, now that you've met with the people, you've heard their reaction, how do you feel you're going to do?
I'm actually way more confident. I was confident coming in just because the flyers given me a lot more confidence, and I've gotten a few donations just because of that flyer, and hopefully I'll get a few more. I had pretty much everyone in the room was stopping by saying, thanks for coming out. We really liked your ideas, and I think I'm going to go away from here and start spending that donation money and start using the resources that people have donated to me, whether it's time or money, and start trying to get more signs up and more flyers up. And I've gotten online ads all over the place, and those have had a great reception. Of kind of been able to meet some of the new age voters that you really can't meet with TV ads, or obviously TV ads are way too expensive, but you can't meet with signs or flyers. So I'm really confident. I think my chances are really good, and I think today's meeting kind of instilled that fact even more into me.
I think you're absolutely right. Very compelling, very excellent show, very good showing by Brad. You can find out more about Brad online by going to www.ibelieveinbrad.com. Brad, thanks so much.
Thank you very much.